Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to deal deep into the heart of the Central City, the ghetto, which is a Jewish name. This is MC Richardson, your moderator and host, and we have some young men that they kind of travel, they do a lot of things, they kind of go beyond the title of a handyman, kind of a do-all crew that's here to help the community and work with it, and they like for the community to support them. And beforehand, I like for Ira to tell the people who is one of the primary sponsors of this program.
Was in that chemical combination of Ferguson USA HotDogRadio.com. I have to work with Mr. Richardson on what we do together as a team. And we just finally have this 1 year anniversary was a couple months ago.
Okay, we got our engineer. Tell us all the people we reach, Mr. Scott Owen.
First of all, can somebody turn off their radio or whatever is...
yeah, turn off your radio because it's too much okay.
Feedback.
Just turn your radio off and talk on your phone. Okay, we okay now?
That sounds a lot better. This is Scott Owen, Ferguson USA HotTalkRadio.com.
Please cut off your radio and just talk on your phone.
Sounds like
go
a
ahead,
bunch
Scott.
of birds.
Yeah.
Sounds like a bunch of birds out there. This is Ferguson.
Yeah, Rocket Robin, tweet. Okay, go ahead.
Tweet, that's right. Scott Owen with Ferguson USA HotTalkRadio.com. We broadcast to Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, the Ferguson USA HotTalkRadio.com website, and we also are on RSS.com, spreading the podcasts all over the world, wherever you can get podcasts.
And we're very happy this is their first time release with us on the show, and we got three distinguished young men, hopefully their organization. So first of all, Mr. Lamar Vickers, tell us, I know you're going to tell us the acronym, just that, and tell what you are, how long you've been in business, and what is your mission. And when each person you talk, please identify yourself. Mr. Vickers.
Lamar Vickers, co-founder of the KCOGs, which stands for Keeping Communities on Guard. We are an outreach organization that is here to do just that. Help keep our community on guard, help be there for our community when we're called upon, and to help serve our people in all kind of various ways.
For the benefit, and we'll want you to introduce your president, your vice president. For the benefit of the people, the listeners, what do you have a boundary? Is it just the metropolitan? What are your boundaries, and how long have you been in business as an organization?
We've been functioning as an organization for about 7-8 years now. We have our boundary is unlimited. We started with Kansas City. Our motto is we want to use Kansas City as a model for the rest of the country.
Okay, and you, who are the other two gentlemen, your president and your vice president? Our audience would like to hear from them.
Okay, I have my co-founder is Robert Williams, and we have our president. His name is William Woodruff. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hello, everyone. This is Robert Williams, co-founder of KCOG. I'm glad to be on the call today, and I look to get a lot out of this. As I told Mr. MC that we like to be a part of this process, this program, because that is what we do. We like to commit ourselves to, anything that's progressive. So with that being said, I will turn it over to our president.
Okay. Yes, I'm William Woodruff, the president of the organization. And yes, we are definitely happy to be a part of.
Take your time. Go ahead.
We're definitely happy to know that we can be, a great involvement with you guys to be able to do a lot of positive things within the community and just, around the world.
Well, you said we have Mr. Ira Fowlkes on the line with us. We have Mr. Scott on the line with us, and they cover Ferguson, St. Louis, and you said when I said boundary, you said yours is unlimited. But both these gentlemen can tell you what they're doing and some of their goals and objectives from in St. Louis as well as Ferguson.
We are very interested in that because this Missouri is the first step. We must cover Missouri, and we must get Missouri on the map as far as the cultural change in our community.
Well, my name is Ira Fowlkes. I'm the CEO and the founder of the Missouri Chamber of Commerce, and we would love to work with you. We are part of a worldwide group called the National Chamber of Commerce, and we have relationships around the world. We have an international initiative that we're working on with Sierra Leone and Colombia and several other African countries that we're partnering with as we speak. Where we'll be traveling some of those in the next couple of months on a delegation. Go there to bring back business opportunities for their countries to business in our country. And also, the Missouri Chamber of Commerce is we're working on a project, Natural Subscription. USCHotTalkRadio.com. We've been there with Scott, and I've been friends for several years. And we started, the state came about in 2015, and so did the chamber. But under Scott's leadership, I would say we have expanded around the world now that we're an internet radio station for real. What the chamber does is we provide opportunity for black businesses, opportunities. We have a scholarship we're offering right now, financial opportunities for black students and older people for jobs. And we're also working in Haytown, Missouri as we speak. We have a project there that's going very, very well. And the National St. Louis is our base. We're doing a lot of stuff in the area. And I'm looking forward to finding what you guys are doing, how we can work together.
Well, let's say one of the gentlemen was saying something about Haytown, Missouri. Is that correct?
So I said Haytown.
I know you said Haytown, but I thought one of the other two gentlemen mentioned Haytown.
No.
Okay, well, we'll forego Haytown. But I know this other gentleman lived in Seattle, Washington for quite some time. What did you do there?
Seattle was a change for me to get away from the destruction that was going on in our fair city of Kansas City. I just could not live here anymore at that time because I saw how bad our city was becoming, and I didn't want to become a statistic in our own town. So I moved as far away as I could, and I ended up in Seattle, Washington with as a matter of fact, this is Robert Williams speaking. I ended up with my uncle, my mom's brother, there who had been begging me to come to Seattle for years. And then I ended up doing several different jobs trying to find myself and find my way. And then I ended up working for the DMV for about 18 years. And that is actually what took me, in the direction that it did as far as helping and serving people, you dig? And I just got a bright idea one day in my head when I came home to visit one time, and I saw how bad my city was, and I said, I got to give back. I got to do something to try to help the town. So I just came home one day and got my broom out and my shovel and started going up and down 27th Street trying to clean up the street that the city was using. That's because my mom lived on 27th and Lawn. And so I just went to about cleaning up the city, and then I stopped and talked with Lamar one time. I said, Lamar, we got to do something about this city, man. We got to figure this out. You dig? We need to do something to give back to the city and try to get our city on point, you know, about beautification and try to stop some of this, the hemorrhaging. And so that's kind of how KCOG came into existence, you know, because of the blight and the blight that we were watching and seeing, you know. And so I made up my mind. God spoke to me and told me, okay, it's time to go home, Robert, you know. And so here I am.
Well, what makes you any different from the group they had here, the 100 Black Men, that really cover about the same boundaries here in Metro Kansas City? How do you guys differ? They went from door to door to deter crimes and work with families, because we had numerous drive-by shooting homes and everything. And this district that we're presently in is the Blue Hills district, which is the 47th on the north and the 41st.
Right.
Okay, and then it's on Prospect on the east, and it's on Purcell on the west, and it's 63rd on the south, right?
Right. Okay. To answer that, MC, our thing is this: we are the keepers of the community. We help wherever we're needed. You know, we're in the Marlboro, we're in the Lee Dunbar, you know, here in the Blue Hills, you did Town Park Creek. You know, we cover all of the inner cities, you know, doing whatever we're called on to do. And we are called on quite a bit. We do the food giveaways, we help the elderly, you know, we do rental assistance, we do utility assistance, we do quite a few things in the neighborhood around in the inner cities of Kansas City. So we're all around kind of group. We don't do as the 100 Men because times have changed, situation has changed, pandemic has changed us totally as a society. You know, so we're just here to try to help where we can. You know, that's what we're about.
And if I could say to that, I was a part of the original 100 Men of Blue Hills way before Mark Porter. And so when Rob came to me with this and put this in my heart, it was on that same line, on that same vibe, but it's just a whole different day. And so here we are, KCOG, we ready to go.
Let me ask Ira and Scott representing Ferguson and St. Louis. Is there any such organization like this and where you guys are located?
I'm not aware of any.
Well, not really to my knowledge, MC. Not something I think what they're doing is kind of needed because they're saying we're going to be like, you know, on the spot, you know, to come in, you know, and be, help you out, like the Lone Ranger. So hey, I'm going to come in when I need something. And I think that's something that more or less should be done. And, you know, and we can see how we can assist them, okay, and getting some business to work with them, okay, to bring in some funds to support what they're doing.
Well, I might add this: congratulations to the Missouri Black Chamber of Commerce. You got your precious 501c3, and you got your other tax act. What does this mean? And the different people that you've been traveling all over, but what does this mean for the residents? And then I want the people, Lamar and them, say the same thing, that the question you can really answer, we hope.
Well, you see, for one, off the top,
Can't hear.
there's some noise in the background.
Yeah, so if we could cut off your radio or whatever, or tune down your phone. Because we got these listeners throughout the world, and we want them to look, listen, and then we'll have a contact number so they won't say, I missed that. I can't do anything because I don't know how to get in touch with them. If we want to start a similar organization or partnership with them, how will that be made possible?
Well,
not one at a time. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, about our 501c3, what that does it allows us, okay, to secure donations from private companies, any company that want to come in and help us to attain our mission. And our mission is very broad because one of the things we're doing in Haiti, you mentioned several times, we put in some housing down there in Haiti, we put in a supermarket, some laundromats and commercial retail space, and some tampon towers. And in doing all of that, that requires money. I have an angel investors going to help us, initially with the hard costs of things being done, but always soft costs, as you already know, to make sure your organization runs. So that's what our 513C would do for us, and allow the company to come in and kind of donate their time or donate their resources, or just in-kind resources they can donate to the community. And that allows that to take place more. And I said, and the benefit to me personally is that I don't have to spend my own money in the past like you do, and see that this allows us, to expand our mission. We have more people.
Okay, if you're just tuning in, you're into a special broadcast. We go around the world, and we want you, if some people want to, on the YouTube, on the Facebook, you can probably call in to give a number, or you want to text a question you might have. And the other thing, we want to know how we can strengthen. In the past, St. Louis and Kansas City have had problems getting together. Look like they've been all separatism. But we want to kind of bring that where we're working together for both cities. This state, even though St. Louis is the second largest city in Missouri, and we're not ashamed to say that Kansas City is a little larger, but let's go from there.
Let me say this first of all, okay? This past Wednesday, I was in Jeff City, our state capital, and there, okay, I was working along with Kansas City's business office there, Miss Leah Richardson. And also, we working there also along with the Harlem Black Chamber of Commerce also, which is another black chamber. And I was in that Chamber of Commerce, we work with anybody that we can work with. And so right now, we're trying to bridge that gap. In the past, there's been a little competition between St. Louis and Kansas City. Well, we have nothing for each other to fight about. We need to work together. So that's what my Little Black Chamber of Commerce is about. Putting chapters all around the state, in Haiti, in Jefferson City, Columbia, and also St. Louis, and also in the Kansas City region, which we already done a lot of things already in the community. You know what I'm saying?
For the benefit of our listeners, we say all mankind, which could include both male and female. What females do you have that are part of the different organizations? One here in Kansas City and the one in St. Louis. What role do they play? Or do you what type of people each and every one of you are looking for to join forces with you to make Missouri, the red state, we hope it turned to blue. Some people say lavender or purple. What do we need to do, suggest, to make this reality?
Can I jump in there?
Yes, sir.
I would say this. When that was a great start, what you just said there. We got to get a unified effort statewide as far as this voter registration, and we like to say voter motivation. And see, we got to get all of our voters that are already registered motivated to use their right to vote statewide.
Okay, Ira. Scott?
Well, that's one thing that the chamber is doing. Not only are we just working on get people in the political involved, but our job, our mission, I should say, is to create opportunity for business owners to have access to capital. If a business needs capital, we can help them get money, hard cash, for loans for their businesses, or if they need grants, we get that for them. But the whole part is, okay, that if you have an organization that has members there, those members no longer can give the votes where they want to vote. We will say we Democrat or Republican, we just want you to vote. And right now, okay, and we have a chamber in Kansas City that's very functioning now. I'm starting to get have one in St. Louis that's getting better and better, and Haytack gets better and better and better, and so Jefferson City. Well, they get blacks in nucleus that never heard before, and we still growing at this point, because at this point we have more than one black block of people that's working together as a team and not working against each other.
On the behalf of we said about both male and female, what do you have to say about the female, or if we could get some on the line or whatever, or maybe they can text this show. Kind of tell us about the input, and
if you can go to the Ferguson.
Is it good to have females involved in your organization?
Well, in our organization, we did a thing in Kansas City, MC, as you know, where we brought Miss Black America to Kansas City a couple of years ago. We brought a couple of years ago in 2019 for the pandemic. We had the Trailblazer Awards down at the Black Baseball Museum, where we brought an organization from Indianapolis that was headed by a black female and female other women, and got involved with organizations there in Kansas City. They put on a very successful Trailblazer Awards, and also we worked with Toyota. There had a lot of women involved. What we doing that the young lady that owned Peachtree restaurants. We went to her and at the back archive with Dr. Williams down there. So we work a lot of women everywhere we go.
And we have women involved in our organization as well, and that we lean heavily on. We believe in the power of the woman. They just need the strong men to be there to support it.
Amen. Amen. The black women always have never had a problem. Every black man in politics, whatever you in the church, the black woman has always been the one that's been the one you can count on when you need some help or need something done. You go to that black female, and that's why right now in the United States, as we stand, Joe Biden is about to catch a lot of hell. A lot of black females are pissed off that he's not keeping his word, and they did put him in power.
Well, brother, it sounds like this is a great social, political, economical union that definitely worthwhile and worth the unification of our efforts.
Well, I agree, and I'm looking forward to meeting you guys, and find out more about how we can work together. And like I say, and our goal is to strengthen our state. And matter of fact, I was last week with the Congress Foundation, and we're looking forward to working with them, and as well as other organizations that we've been introduced to. They're ready to bring resources. See, one of the problems that white folks tell us, they cannot bring resources to a black community because they cannot find black businesses to work with. They can't find us. Well, we have our American Dream Marketplace.com website where whites can find blacks and blacks can find whites and vice versa, which allows them to be able to find us and to give us donations or how to support our businesses and vice versa.
And we are also working on a black directory. I don't know if you remember the Black Pages.
Yes.
Well, we're working on bringing a publication of that magnitude back, and we're working on that as we speak.
Well, let me add this, MC Richardson. The Black Pages started in St. Louis, where you had three brothers that kind of divided up the United States, and they went there to start Black Pages. Ornette French was the one that started here in Kansas City, also Dallas, and also Chicago.
Well, let me address what he just said there. If anybody that's listening to us right now, get an ink pen or pencil or put it in your telephone. AmericanDreamMarketplace.com. 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 Go to that website. We have business. We have over 100-some black businesses. We have organizations that help you raise money. We have organizations that we give out grants anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, $25,000. I said the word grants. Grants. If you want to raise money, okay, we can do that for you.
Well, just you mentioned that you went down to Jeff City and you set up some type of program with Lincoln University. Kind of tell our audience we can never tell our audience too much. We want it to sink in, and hopefully they will take an opportunity to get involved. Kind of tell the people what you guys are accomplishing in Jeff City, throughout the state of Missouri, and other called Lincoln University got students from all over. Basically, we said the Midwest, but they got them all over.
Well, Lincoln University, is one of the earliest HBCUs, historical black universities in the country. And I went where my goal is with the National Chamber of Commerce Blockchain Academy. We have given out over 1,000 scholarships, and these scholarships are designed. They're worth about $5,000 a piece. A person can go online and they can take a 6-week course. And once the course is taken, now I said Blockchain Academy, that means cryptocurrency. Right now, the new form of banking in this country and around the world is cryptocurrency. That includes Bitcoin, that includes any type of stuff out there. But so now that the industry has found itself with not enough workers to go to work. And so we've been asked to recruit blacks, for some positions. And so now, if a person takes this 6-week course, you get a certificate, that allows you to have a job. If you want a job, or want you to go to work, once you get the certificate, from home you can make about $85,000 a year working from home. Or if you want to go into a job in the office, you can make anywhere from $50,000 to $12,000 a year starting off. And so these are real opportunities. And so what we're doing with the historical black colleges, our goal is to donate at least 3 scholarships to all 107 universities. And as you know, charity starts at home. And so I went to Lincoln University, United Jeff City, to meet with Lincoln University. And we're in a symposium down there that I can't see some other people there that region in there. And I went down to meet with the president of Lincoln University, Dr. Mosley, and gave him 5 scholarships off the top, because I had to start at home. This is Missouri Chamber of Commerce. This is my home in Missouri. And I started out giving him 5, and he come to my office sometime in the next couple of weeks and sit down. We're going to how we're going to formulate this and take this nationwide.
Okay, we're talking about that education academia, and I know both the two groups that under construction or should be. How do you go about building? Do you work with, like here in Kansas City, we have a young lady who's the secretary of United Minority Media Association, Elise Martini, and she was the first woman to serve in that role, and she's a cement mason. Her father was a cement mason, and she is really working with minorities and women to strengthen the program. We need to strengthen both the Missouri Black Chamber of Commerce, and I gotta get this acronym straight, Lamar, till I get it down. Spell that out for me again. Okay. Name of your group. Take your time and repeat. Talk slowly so even I can get it.
Yeah, 3 times.
KCOG.
KCOG. Sound like a winner to me.
KCOG, Keeping Communities on Guard.
What do you mean, keeping the community on guard? On guard from what?
Okay. All right, that's a great question. On the 26th of October, we're going to have a town hall meeting about this redistricting. We get in front of this issue. We just became aware of it. We're dealing with it. We got members. We've asked for members of the commission who are actually doing the redistricting. We've asked them to come through our town hall meetings, and we're going to get on this now, so that we can see how we can challenge how this is going to affect our communities.
Do you have any life program in St. Louis, Ira?
No, I don't, but I tell you what he's doing should be a model around the country, because every state, every city has to redraw their boundaries, for the councils, for the Board of Aldermen, as a matter of fact, what he's doing here, he's mentioning this requires every city in the state of Missouri has to go through the process of doing the maps for the state of Missouri also, where we will have who will be who will have what state senator, who will have what state representative. So what they're doing here is definitely getting out front, like you said.
That's right.
And that's definitely something that needs to be done, and I think we don't have one that here in this area. I think I would like to work with them to try to set up some type of, those are the type of things that the chamber does, because that affects businesses, that affects schools, that affects all the money that's going to spend in the state. It goes to your state representatives, it goes to your Congress, and right now the map that you're drawing there also affects your congressman, which is Congressman Cleveland.
That's right. That's right. And know this. We just was looking at it from a Kansas City perspective. Just think, if we can unite with St. Louis. Are you familiar with Zaki Peruti down there?
I know Rocky very well.
Listen, Zaki knows the KCOG very well, and Zaki and I have been talking about this for some time. And now it's time for Kansas City and St. Louis to unite on a common issue, and this is it.
Yes. I would agree with you. Matter of fact,
so to that point, if I could say this, we having our town hall meeting here October 26th. We need to work with you and Zaki and have one there in November.
Well, what I'll do, I can't see Brother Zaki. Put it this way, I know his organization is organized to do exactly that, okay? But the chamber right now, we're not organized yet to step into a role like that. But we'd be happy, okay, to try to coordinate to get everybody together, you know what I'm saying? To make it take place.
Okay, good deal. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I will call Zaki. I'm going to call Zaki next week.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm not sure, a couple of months ago in the studio we was there, and so I know we go back where years ago, even before he changed his name, to Baruda, so we go way back.
Watch this, brothers. Zaki is my mentor.
He's been around the state, but he's not aware he ran for governor. He's a person who educates from his heart. And he does what he does because he believes in our people. And not only he talks about it, he goes out and do what he's doing. When he's walk the walk. So I can vouch for him on that. I've been running well over 30, 40 years. But over 30 years, I know.
Well, when you speak my name to him, he's my personal mentor, friend. Okay. I love that brother with all my heart. And this right here is ordained, my brother, because we've been talking about this, and now it's time to do it. I just said today, it is time for action, and it is getting ready to go down, and this is another confirmation of that fact.
Well, see, that's what the Missouri Chamber of Commerce is here for, okay? We want to be able to have that framework in place where we can coordinate. We all go to the same grocery store, okay? And so right now we got stuff in the bag, okay? Our tools, so like a better description, everybody can utilize. And right now, one of the things is we all want to be the connectability to each city, to being in the resources that each city is using, and not try to remake the wheel and use the same thing in both cities.
That's right. Yes, sir. Right. Good deal. We believe in that.
Yes. And it's not complicated. The wheels have been around since the beginning of time, okay? And so we're making no wheels.
Right.
And my philosophy of simplicity is the key to life.
That's it.
And as long as you keep it simple, okay, it's not hard to repeat. We're not trying to make nothing complicated.
That's right. Okay, well that's good. We excited about this.
Well, so am I. I look forward, and I want to thank MC again. That's what MC does very well, okay? And I've been on MC a long time, like most of you guys, okay? And MC called it into life, and he does it very well. You know, he'll connect people to people who are down the earth who can work together.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another brother. Love LC, and I tell you, man, us hooking back up, it was time, see? You know, I was a member of Yuma years ago, and man, and now when you really get to meet Rob and William, oh my God, we got what it takes, man. We can make this happen.
Well, one of the things, I mean, MC, we had Black Media Coalition some years and years ago, and that's when I met MC. And, he had St. Louis, I had St. Louis, and so we became very best friends, okay, you know, when I'm in Kansas, I stay in his house, you know, and he's over here when we meet, so I'm there for him. But the thing that makes this so important is that these organizations, for years and years, did not have a line connecting them. And that's what the Missouri Black Chamber of Commerce is, okay, is for something to be utilized by our whole, what we talking about doing in Kansas City and St. Louis. We need the same thing that's needed in Haiti. Same thing needed in St. Joe. Same thing needed in Copper Bluff. It's also needed in Jeff City and all those places.
Yes.
But you got to start someplace.
Yes. And to that point, we also have what we call the United Organizations Coalition. Mm-hmm. And that's what that mission is, because it's time for everybody to now come together, work together under one umbrella, under one accord, under one directive, and that is to enhance and support each other. Mm-hmm. And the Mexicans been doing it for years, city to city.
It's that time.
You do it house to house.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
And some background on us also is we are old school promoters. Mm-hmm. Back in the 80s, we were going cross country, doing concert tours.
Well, in St. Louis, I was a Regal Sports here.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we passed it off to you guys.
Look, you remember Louis Gray?
Yes.
Yeah, we worked for Louis Gray.
We worked for Louis Gray for years.
Yeah, well, see, they came here, Regal Sports, okay,
right.
Was the premier, and I was part of the Regal Sports family. You know, I was backstage when they were counting the money yet.
Oh, okay.
Well, we would pass the concerts off to you guys.
Right.
I remember that.
Right. Mr. Massey and
Massey, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Massey was my mentor, brought me into Regal Sports.
So our goal is this next time that we go cross country, it's gonna be for God and good. Mm-hmm. Not just to entertain. Mm-hmm. And so our entertainment aspirations is something that you also want to look at as far as putting some funding behind.
Well, if you go to our website, AmericanDreamMarketplace.com, okay, you will see there are some ways we have a crowdfunding aspect of approach. How you can raise money, okay, for do what you just talked about doing.
Yes.
You know, and that's what the National Black Chamber of Commerce, we were relaunching ourselves, rebranding our leaders. We had some changes in the leadership, and one of our leaders died off, so we had to take a chance to go back and regroup. You know, and doing that, we were looking at what we rebranded, for lack of a better description, and looked at the resource in our marketplace, marketplace, something that is being seen. See, most black vendors, as you know, have problems, finding how they can. Well, we put it this way: the pandemic killed off a lot of black businesses.
Yes.
And for those who did survive, they having problems trying to survive. And so the businesses can't find them because they don't have enough money to go online and have their presence. And so what we created, and this is our folks, the way I called it, a lot of our white companies right now, our families are writing guilt checks for lack of a better description. The problem is, okay, for them to find who to get the money to, they got to be able to find you.
Wow.
And so with this concept that we have here, they can find you and you can find them. And then I'm doing it in the form of black businesses now. They can invest in us.
Well, now let me say this to you. We right now, twice a month, have what we're doing as far as the COVID relief. Where if you come to us and you have been evicted or you got a disconnect bill, you know, we navigate them through the application process so that they can get that relief. Now, it would be very easy for us to also include businesses. And then you just we would just need to be able to understand that application process and be able to further navigate through that.
Well, anything is possible, and to me, martial arts, nothing's impossible if you want to do it.
That's right. Me too.
And right now, being from that old promotion days, back in those days, we understood then that we knew how to reach a lot of people real quick.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
And so that's why we're using those skills now. The game hasn't changed, nor has the process. But we have to come up with a new vehicle, okay, to connect the dots.
That's it.
And in the aspect, Chamber of Commerce is one of those venues that we created there to help black businesses know how to exist, how to organize, and how to grow, and how to help your people. Because you got black businesses, that means we all can grow our communities.
So is there a way we as an organization can be an agent, and so that as we are doing this, there's a compensation? I'm just asking, is that possible?
There is ways, yes. There's a whole lot of ways that we can work together, okay, that can benefit what you're doing.
Yes. Because see, right now, we're doing what we're doing, and we're not getting any compensation.
I know
we just doing it because it's the right thing to do.
Your heart is in the right spot.
Yes, but we were, and I tell you, if we were able to get compensated, then we'd be able to pay people stipends to be able to come and help us. We'd be able to do a donation to the church. Then he wouldn't just open the door when he was open. He'd let us open every week if we could make donations.
Well, let me say this to you, okay? And I'm not sure who am I speaking to now?
Lamar Vickers.
Okay, Lamar, let me say this to you. Okay, one of the things that I do, and that's why I was chosen to serve in the Chamber of Commerce back in 2015, I like to connect people to resources.
Yes, sir.
And so what the Chamber does is we connect people to resources. In Missouri, we do not have a lot of black businesses to give out black jobs. So my task in my state is I got to create some opportunities and some companies, okay, to have jobs. To give out to them. And so what you just said, I'd be more than happy, okay, to work with you, okay, on how we can actually do that.
Okay, yes, sir.
I'll call you back later on this evening, okay? We can start that conversation.
Okay, good deal.
Now, if you just tune in, you listen to a very special broadcast. You will find first the state of Missouri. And if we can make this happen, working in concert and getting that chemistry among males, females, youth, and whatever, we can strengthen each other. And I think this is a way to go and not just talk. I know this in Missouri is a show me state, so show me.
Well, MC, as I always tell you, I was born in Louisiana, so okay. And I moved to Mississippi, then to St. Louis, and so I come a long way in our county, Missouri, my home, and I don't adhere to the philosophy. Show me what you can do, and not sure what you can say.
Well, you also told me during your ancestry that your product of Wales.
Well, the folks name, well, we go back to, we have a family crest. I don't talk about a lot, but, you know, we go back to the 1300s. As a matter of fact, in the black community, a man of C.T. Walker grew up with my father in Vicksburg, Mississippi, where I grew up at. And my fathers and my uncles there, they all were businessmen in the community in Vicksburg. And I had to cook up change my grandfather a couple of times, you know, and no success backing down by it. We didn't back down to the plan, so we're not backing down now, so.
Okay, we covered a lot of things. I just reiterate that as fellow Ralph C. Johnson, he is certified firm, and what he does, what is Ralph Johnson? He's celebrating his 50th year next week he's a CPA type firm, accountant and what have you. And how many people can you think of, not Plurier, that's a person with the National Black Media Coalition, that are in that type of professional business in St. Louis that you know of?
Oh, we have a lot of black people in the financial business, you know, like, you know, CPAs, accountants, and that's where most black businesses aspire to have people can afford an accountant or, you know, a CPA to count the money when they count people's money. And so there's money around in all of our communities, you know, for people, you know, to count the money. So we do have a lot of those here, and some organizations here in the St. Louis community also.
Lamar, what can you say for the great city of Kansas City?
That Kansas City is primed and ready to get this movement off. And I tell you what I'm excited about is this. The 50 and under is our target market. And our president is the king of the 50 and under here in Kansas City. And as we move forward and champion these two causes, because this is what we was looking for. We needed a fight that everybody would benefit from and a fight that we can win. And this redistricting, we have to set a precedent with this. And I went to the meeting and I found that this is something they do every 10 years.
Oh, yes, sir. Every 10 years.
And I tell you, we're going to have to go back and research how it's been, because in a couple of districts that they showed, it's only like 40 or 4,000 votes over the amount or less than the amount. And I guarantee you there's been years where they said, well, okay, well, since it was just that smaller ratio, let's just leave it.
Well, no,
That's the case.
Let me help you out there, okay? One thing my background is in politics. I ran many campaigns. In the region of your district, let's take Kansas City, so everybody's on the same page, okay?
Okay, good. Yes, sir. That's what we want.
Okay, Kansas City itself has the census numbers that just been released most recently on how many people that live in the city of Kansas City. Now, when it works out, how many councilors do you have in Kansas City?
7? Is it 7 or 9?
No, you got, with a judge of what, you got 6 districts, and you got 6 at-large districts, so that's 12, with the mayor being the 13th.
No. When you have 6 districts in Kansas City, okay, the at-large fits into those districts, okay, when you have 6 council members And what they do in Kansas, they divide the city up into 6 districts. And that is decided how many people, population-wise, you have in each one of those districts. So you divide the city of Kansas City by 6. And that decides how many districts how many people you have in Kansas City now. What comes in now, you have to draw the lines in Kansas City, okay, to make sure the certain blacks, certain races all represented in those districts. Because of those districts, okay, that's how the money comes down from the federal government to Kansas City to the council people who goes into those districts. So you all have to have the same amount of people in those districts. And so the meeting that you're talking about going to now, they're drawing the lines to see how many people will be in each district and how those lines will curve. They call it gerrymandering. They would straight people out and put straight people in, or draw certain lines, to benefit. Like I said, you want to make sure you have certain white districts, you have certain black districts, or you have certain Hispanic districts, or you want to have certain, that's how this thing works out. And this is how you're going in there to draw the district to make sure that everybody in that district, every race, I should say, is fair representation. That's the option when you run the district.
Okay, so that means that we need to decide how we want that line drawn.
Yes.
Oh my God! Thank you, brother.
Yeah, I've been around doing that kind of stuff for you. This is good for every 10 years. Okay. They have to redo this every 10 years.
Yeah.
Whoever is in power now, we're in power for the next 10 years.
Yes, and the way they described it, they want to bring the 4th and the 6th districts together. And my question was, wait a minute, they're already strong by themselves.
No. See, they want to see what happened is they want to dilute the strong and make them strong. Well, in Kansas City, you have a lot of vacant land, and so right now. You were strong predicated on what you had the last 10 years ago. And so there's been a population shift in Kansas City. I know I go there now, and I see land that before had a lot of people there, but they don't know what's there now.
And a lot of white people have moved into our inner city.
Right. And so now they got to draw the line trying to reflect, okay, the new population shift that's in Kansas City.
Right, okay.
And that's what the debate, and that's not just Kansas City, that's St. Louis.
Right, it's everywhere.
That's all over the country. That's all over the country.
Okay.
You got more Latinos into the community now. It's really big. It's really changed.
Right. You got the Latino population, and they're going to say, well, I want to be represented. Okay, well, they should be. Because they're paying tax like everybody else is. Okay?
Once again, gentlemen, we have reached that hour. We got a few moments, but I do want to acknowledge till October the 15th, started back September the 15th. This is Hispanic Heritage Month.
Exactly.
The other thing is, we need to you got to look for volunteers, you're looking for members. How can you be contacted to get people involved who really believe that you're sincere? And I know both the groups are, but they need to reach out and how to better communicate with you. How can they do that?
Well,
And let me ask,
go ahead, sir.
let me ask this. Before we leave, they also talk about the vote. They said that after the decision is made, there's a vote that takes place. Could you close us out with that vote?
Yes. It's real simple, okay? That vote depends on how many people in each district, okay? And they look at the figures who has voted the most in those districts. You guys don't vote, so certain numbers, all that can be purged out through the election board. Have those figures for you.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Okay, I want to thank each and every one of you, but how can you both be contacted? The two groups.
Lamar, you guys all have my. I just called you. You all have my number, okay?
Right.
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay. We're going to put our number out there. The KCOG can be reached at 816-715-5555. 816-715-2964.
One more time.
816-715-2964.
And the parent organization of Guess Who's Coming to Kansas City is the United Minority Media Association. We will hold a prestigious event Friday, October the 22nd at Bruce Watkins Cultural Heritage Center, and there are still seats available, and we got a cutoff date of the 15th, but you can just call me at 816-822-8866 or on the mobile 816-694-2273. And how do we reach the Missouri Black Chamber of Commerce?
IRA, FOWLKS@yahoo.com. IRA-FOWLKS@yahoo.com. IRA-FOWLKS@yahoo.com.
I think this has been a great program. Let's don't stop. Let's continue. Let's get stronger. Let's get some chemistry working together like we talked about today. With that in mind, go Chiefs tomorrow night.
Like it, go Chiefs.